Hello again YouTube, welcome back to another video, and today it's a long overdue pickups video. I did mention I was going to be doing one of these last month, and yeah, it's taken me a bit of time. Finally got some sunshine today, so I'm just about to crack this one open. Don't very often bother with these canned beers, but yeah, Siren Pomple Marcello Juicy Grapefruit Sour. Yeah, sounds quite interesting. Bit strong, so let's crack that open. So yeah, this is going to be a long video, so feel free to grab yourself a beer or of course a cup of tea. Either will do. Just tip that one in there because I'm going to need some refreshments, you see, while I'm doing this. Just been out of the garden, but it's still too hot to sit out there. So yeah, cheers everybody, happy Sunday. Oh, that is quite sour. Not too sure what to think of that, to be honest, but yeah, I'll make my mind up after I've had a few more sips. That was quite unexpected. Anyway, let's crack on with the pickups. So before I do, I'll just give you a little bit of a brief, because if anybody's watching, there might be nothing they're interested in here. I've got some TI-99, I've got some Specky, I've got some BBC Micro, some VHS, music cassettes, video pack, and the best of all, I've got some Godzilla. I've got a really cool figure, which I'll show at the end, which I've had for quite a while, waiting for my birthday, which was last week. So yes, I have got a lot to show off, and let's jump on in. I'll start with the good news on the games I was waiting for. I mentioned I've been having a bit of a moment about Arcade Shopper, because I'd ordered a couple of games from there, and over 2 months later, I hadn't heard anything back from them. And in the end, I looked the guy up on Facebook, because he was in a Facebook group. So I messaged him in there. He reckoned he hadn't had my emails, which believe that if you want. But anyway, regardless, he said, "Oh, I'll get those sent to you." And about 2 or 3 weeks later, they turned up. So let's just show you what I've got. So the first one is Munchman 2. And I absolutely love Munchman on the TI-99. That's still, I think, possibly the best Pac-Man clone ever made. I really do enjoy Munchman. I've done a video of that already. But I didn't even know there was a Munchman 2 until one of my buddies, one of my followers on here, Alan Mailer, cheers to you, he mentioned, one of the videos I did, he said, "Have you played Munchman 2? And I thought, oh, I didn't, no idea there was a sequel. And it's really good, actually, but it is a rare game. So it took me some tracking down. So when I saw it in there, I thought I will grab it. And yes, it is very good. So I might do a video of that one. Let's see if I can do a Dave Plays Retro Games Badly and sort of stack them up in the background. I'll keep trying to do that, but it never works quite as well. I need those sort of shelves. I think 2T UK does it as well. And the other one that I got from Arcade Shopper is a homebrew game, and it's the first physical homebrew game that I bought for the TI-99, and that is Turmoil, which you've probably heard me yap on about before, because I really like this. I've got this on the Atari 800, which is what's running in the background there. And yeah, I saw a little video of this. I thought, wow, that looks really good. And it is really good. It's so much so I might even prefer it to the Atari 800 version. So yeah, really cool one. Now I probably will do a video. I might even, because I might be moving my Atari 800 on at some point this year, because I'm not sure if it's really justified being there. So I might do a few comparison videos, and this would probably be one that I do, Turmoil on the TI-99 and on the Atari 800. So yeah, really chuffed to have that one. Right, let's do some more TI-99, because I've got a few actually. This one was an upgrade. I've already had this game for ages, and yeah, I saw it for sale boxed. No instructions, sadly, but even the box is quite rare to see, the Funware titles. So yeah, that is Ambulance, and this is a really cool game actually. I think it's a TI-99 exclusive. I don't think it was released on anything else. But yeah, I just really like the idea of having at least one of these Funware boxes. Don't think I'd ever seen them. I never owned any Funware titles back in the day. I don't think our little local shop, which was Parco Electronics, I don't think they ever sold these. But yeah, I really enjoy that game. So when I saw the box, the guy had bought it a lot cheaper than what he sold it for. He bought it from the US. You know, sometimes you look at completed listings, and he bought it from the US quite a bit cheaper. But sometimes you've got to just think, oh, never mind, do I want it for the price you're advertising, which I did. So I'm trying to sell the just the separate cart that I had. I've got that on eBay to recoup some. And if I do, that'll be all good. I'm sure it'll go eventually, because it's not a common game, that one. And then these are two quite recent pickups. The guy I bought from before, actually, I can't remember what games I bought from him, but he listed a few TI-99 games boxed. And this one, this first one I'm going to show, is actually the first TI-99 game that I rebought when I rebought my computer there a few years ago, because I loved this back in the day, and that is Q*bert. Now I've got that I bought it as cartridge only before, but I've never been able to get the cartridge to work. It's my only cartridge which just doesn't load. It sort of loads up the menus. You can choose the amount of players, but then it won't work. And yeah, I love these Parker Brothers boxes. I've only got one of them. I've got Frogger. So when I saw that, I thought, you know what, that's a good upgrade, and also it'll work where my existing one doesn't. So yeah, Q*bert, really cool box. He's got a couple of these actually. He had Popeye, which I've already got unboxed, but I don't have nostalgia for Popeye, so I wasn't so bothered about upgrading that one. So where can I stack that? I'll pop it up there. And the other one I got from him, which is a hugely nostalgic game, because it was one of my favourites back when I was a kid, and that is Ms. Pac-Man. I haven't replayed this yet, but I have noticed when I've seen videos of it, it does run quite a bit slower than the arcade version. But when I was a kid, I didn't even notice that. I just thought it was a perfect port, and I loved playing it. So it's cool to have it back in a collection. It's a bit squashy-washy, the box, but I might see if I can give it a bit of a Tutti UK treatment, get the ironing board out. I don't very often iron stuff, but I will have a go at ironing that. And what's interesting with this is the box is actually smaller than the other Atari soft games, which I don't remember that being the case when I was a kid, but I probably wouldn't have taken any notice. So yeah, I don't know if you can see those up on a shelf. They're much bigger boxes than this one, whereas that is the same size as the Funware game. So yeah, that's that one. That's the last of the TI-99 games, so better have a refresher. And if you watch my other videos, you'll have seen that I did mention in my last pickups video, I forgot to mention the Super Game Boy for the SNES, which I picked up. I did do a video of Defender on there, and with that I got a bit of a taste of playing these Game Boy games on the SNES, so I thought I'd pick up a few extras. So I went into my little local game shop, which is called MT Games, really good little shop actually, and they had Rodland in there on a Game Boy. And I'm a late comer to Rodland. I didn't know it. I don't know how I managed to miss it when I was a kid, or whenever it came out in the 90s maybe. But I never played the arcade game, but I do have it on the Spectrum, which is quite a good port. But I went into MT Games and they had that one there. I can't remember how much they were asking for it. I think it's about 18 quid. But I checked on eBay and it seems a pretty good price actually. And it's really good. Way better than the Specky port. So that one, there probably will be a video coming of that at some point because, yeah, I think that plays really well. And it works well. It's not enhanced for the Super Game Boy, but you can, the colour palette works quite nice, some of the colours you can put on it. So that's the first one there. The second one was actually a gift. And that's from my good buddy Alex over U-Star Gamer. So yes, thank you, mate. I've already said thank you to him plenty of times, but I'll keep on saying it because I think it's really kind that he offered me this. He told me he had 2 copies of this game, and so he said, "Yeah, if you haven't got it, I'll pop it in the post to you." And I said, "Well, at least let me cover the postage." He said, "No." He said, "I'll send it through my work." And that game is Super Mario 2. Is it the Lost Coins or 6 golden coins? And yeah, he really raves about this game. He thinks it's, I think for him, it's his favourite Mario game. Whereas mine will always be Super Mario on the SNES. But that plays really well actually. So yes, thank you once again, Alex. Really appreciate the gift, and it's a great game. So really happy to have it. And the last Game Boy games were 2 which I bought from the US. Reason being, Ms. Pac-Man is an enhanced game for the Super Game Boy, but only the US version apparently, not the European one. Don't know why that is. But yeah, I was looking it up on US sites, and I saw in an auction these 2. Got them both quite cheap. The main cost was the postage really. I think I paid about 9 quid plus post. But there's obviously some kind of region coding on Ms. Pac-Man, because these black ones, the black Game Boy Color games, will generally play on the on a Super Game Boy. But this one, you get the sounds, but you can't see the game, unfortunately. But weirdly, it's got a bonus game in here, which is Pac-Man, Super Pac-Man. If you can navigate your way through the menus without being able to see them, Super Pac-Man works. But as soon as you start playing Ms. Pac-Man, you won't see anything. So that's a bit of a shame, because it's got colours and everything, just like the arcade. I'll have to find out if that actually works with Game Boy Colors. If it does, then I'll try and sell it. But if not, I don't want to sort of rip people off, sell it to somebody, and then find that it won't work for them. But yeah, Pac-Man does work. It's just not as good, obviously. I wasn't too bothered about getting Pac-Man because I've got tons of better versions of that. So yeah, that's it for Game Boy games. So I did say it was going to be a long video. So yeah, you can have a little sip of your drink there a minute. It's getting better. Once your tongue adjusts to the tang, it does get nicer. It's a bit like, almost like sort of, if you imagine a beer with the sort of aftertaste of some sort of strong sherbet. It might sound weird, but yeah, it's got quite a bitter aftertaste, but not too bad. Anyway, these next two are Specky games, and there was a third one. I can't remember where I put it though, so I won't worry about that. But yeah, these two were both cheap. I got them on Sinclair for sale, but both of them I've been looking for quite a while, and I couldn't quite remember what they were called. And strangely, although I keep an eye out for them, I haven't seen them for sale actually. And they were both cheap. They were both, the guy was selling a load of games, £3 each, and he had both of these. And yeah, I was thrilled to see them. So the first one is a darts game. And everybody always raves about 180 on a Spectrum, saying that was the best darts game. But for me, it was always this one, which is Wacky Darts by Codemasters. Me and my best mate spent bloody hours playing this. We really did. And I remember you got ninjas. The ninjas throw little shuriken stars, and there's one guy throws axes at the dartboard. But yeah, it's a really good fun game, this. So I'll probably do a video at some point. But you never seem to see this one mentioned, strangely. And yeah, for me, it was a cracking darts game. So yeah, that's that. Little Codemasters gem. And look at that. I paid £3 for it, and it was originally £2.99, so I paid 1p inflation on that. And the other one, which was equally nostalgic, and again, I couldn't remember the name of it. It's called Street Gang Football, but whenever I tried to look for it, I thought it was called Street Football or something, and it kept coming up with another game. I think it's called Street Cred Football or something, but it wasn't the right one. I thought, oh, I'm obviously getting confused. But as soon as I saw that cover, I thought, that's the blooming football game I was after. And yeah, my best mate didn't go too much on this one, but we did play it a lot because I liked it. And yeah, I was never a big football person, so it was quite cool to play something which I thought was really sort of different take on football. I don't know how it'll hold up, but it's really cool to have it again. So yeah, I probably will do a video of that one, I expect. I think that's it for Spectrum. Like I said, sorry, excuse my dogs. They can go out. So then we're on to a bit of BBC Micro. Both of these came from Jace at Retro Games. You're going to hear my dogs for ages now. The first one is called Dispatch Rider, and this does remind me of another game I had on the Spectrum, where you sort of run along and you've got to jump over little grids and stuff. I don't know if it's going to focus well enough in on the... Might not be able to focus that close. But anyway, I will do a video of this probably. But yeah, this is a disc-based game, and it was a good price on Retro Games. I think he was asking like £12 for that one. No manual inside, but that's because, like a lot of these games, it's on the reverse of the inlay. So yeah. But yeah, I'd seen this on a couple of videos, and I thought that looks quite good fun. So when I saw it on Retro Games, I thought I'd grab that. So that was like a little birthday present to myself, which save for the next one. And this, I'm surprised I haven't done a video of already, because you know I like my Defender games, and this is really, really good Defender clone, possibly the best, and that is Planetoid. I've already showed this off before because I bought the cassette version, and I don't play cassettes on the BBC Micro. I only bought the cassette one because I wanted it in my collection, and I didn't know it was on disc. So when I saw this on Retro Games, I thought I'd grab that. So yeah, I think that was about £30, complete with manual and disc, obviously. Pretty nice condition. So yeah, so there we go, Planetoid. I will do a video of that definitely, because I do like my Defender games. This is more of a sort of faithful to the arcade game, because you've got the sort of thrust up and down as opposed to using a joystick. So it's a bit harder when you're not used to playing that game. It's a bit tougher to get back into, but it's a really good one. So yeah, there we go. I think they're standing there quite well. Yeah, well, I'll finish off with one more cassette. I told you you'd hear one for a while. One more cassette, which is a music cassette, and this is a recent re-release. once my dogs get going, it's probably we've got a food place next door and they start unloading a lorry. That'll be it then. Anyway, this is Bonobo, Animal Magic. I think this was his first album. It's a really good album. Must have been like late 90s or something. But yeah, I saw that re-released. This yellow one, you can probably just about see it up in the Get a Blaster up there. But yeah, if you don't know Bonobo, that's a cracking album, that one. I think all his stuff's good, but that was a really good one. So yeah, I've been enjoying that. That was only about like £7 or £8, I think. So then we've got some VHS. And the first one I bought from good old Cy Ginger Hippie Gaming, that warehouse he was clearing out of all these sort of abandoned stock. He's not doing the games so much now, but he's sort of selling off all the, because it was mainly a VHS rental place, so he's selling off all the VHS stuff. And he had this one advertised, which that's a really nostalgic film for me. I used to love Alligator. I think I've only seen it once, so but it really sticks in my mind because this, I don't know when it came out. It must have been about 1980 or 1982. Don't think it actually says on here. But it was the first film I ever saw where at the end of the film it kind of all starts again. So in this case, it was there was a baby alligator flushed down the toilet at the end. So you kind of felt like it was all going to start again, which was really a really cool idea at the time. But now, obviously, since then, you know, it happens in probably the majority of these sort of these type of films. But yeah, it was, for me, it was really amazing at the time, and I love that artwork. It's really cool. So yeah, Alligator. So I've got that one. That was quite cheap actually. I think he advertised it for 15. Nobody bought it, which I was surprised about, and I think he reduced it down to 10 quid, so I grabbed it. And this one was even cheaper. I didn't even realise when I bought this, because I bought this about 4 weeks ago. But I didn't realise they were remaking it or carrying on with the Mad Max franchise. I think there's a game, not a game, there's a film called Furiosa, I think it's called, it's coming out. But my favourite Mad Max was always the first one. Brilliant movie that was. I like the second one as well. But yeah, Mad Max 1 was an absolute cracker. And this one's got the original Australian dialogue, which is much better than the dubbed. So yeah, look at that artwork, the old interceptor and everything there. Cool as hell. So yeah, looking forward to rewatching that. Great film. I'm sure I don't need to preach to anybody. Everybody must have seen Mad Max. Yeah, I don't know if I'll watch a new one. I wasn't actually that keen on Fury Road, which I think most people really like that were into Mad Max. But I don't know why, just didn't do much for me. So yeah, the two I liked were the first one and the second one, which was it Road Warrior, the second one? Anyway, that's enough rambling on from me. So yeah, that's it for films, I think. This next one, I've got a bit of a story to it actually, so yeah, I might bore you to tears, but anyway, I've got to bore somebody, and you're the only guys that are prepared to listen. When I was a kid back in the 80s, everybody wanted the Game & Watch games, the Nintendo ones, or the LED games, and myself included. I always wanted one of those, but I never actually had any of them. And for one reason or another, never owned one. And we went to Spain, which was our typical sort of family destination, probably the same for most people my age. And we had an arcade below our hotel, so I did used to pile most of my money into there. And we were always told at the start of holiday, look, there's your holiday money, but spend it wisely because you won't get any more. You know, you've got to learn to to sort of look after your budget. Anyway, into the second week, I saw this little game in one of the little shops there. I've got a feeling it was 7,000 pesetas. I might be wrong there, but I've got a feeling it was 7,000, and I had 5,000 pesetas left, something like that. And I was gutted. I want to buy that thing. At the time, I had one of these little Formula 1 games. You'd wind up in the middle, and you'd avoid the cars, but it would start winding down, so it got really slow. But anyway, I went in, and the game I saw was this one here by Sistema, a Formula 1 game. And I just thought, I really wanted it. And we went into this restaurant in the evening, like a pub restaurant, typical sort of places you get in sort of Spain, and I think it was Costa del Sol or somewhere like that. And Mum and Dad were talking to this old couple, probably Goldtooth Gaming or like this, but maybe, who knows, maybe she was called Brenda. But they were either from Finland or Iceland, I think. But we got talking, and I was sulking a bit. And they said, "What's wrong with him?" I said, "Oh, he wants to buy this little game, but he hasn't got enough money." And anyway, this old lady said, "Oh," she said, "I'll buy it for him." She said, "But on the condition he's got to dance with me." and as a kid, I bloody hated dancing. I really did. Least of all, dancing with an old person. But my ears pricked up. I just thought, it's worth it. You know, I've got to get that thing. So yes, I did. I did 2 dances with this old lady. Was she called Brenda? I don't know. You tell me. But yeah, at the end of it, she gave me the 2,000 pesetas or whatever it was that I needed, and I rushed straight over the road and bought that thing. And I tell you what, I absolutely loved it. I played the hell out of it, and it's a really basic game, but I just thought, finally, I've got that LCD game that I want. And yeah, I saw this. I couldn't remember the brand of it or anything. I just remembered the shape and the game, and also I remember they. About a year after I bought it, you could buy them in Argos, but they were more ugly. And also the screen on mine, it was like you were going around a sort of curve around a bend. And most of the UK released ones, so I think this is a UK system though. You were on a sort of straight road, so the car looked a little bit different. It was the same thing, but the car looked a bit different. But anyway, I saw that on eBay. It was I think it was 15 quid or best offer, and I got it for 13. But yeah, it's got its little battery cover and kickstand and everything. So yeah, awesome. Absolutely love that. I might edit in a little bit of gameplay of this at the end. So if you want to see it in motion, I'll probably cut it in and put a little gameplay in if anyone wants to see it. So that's that. Right. I've also got, I mentioned all these video pack games, so I don't know whether to put them in this video because it might be a bit too long. Yeah, I will, sod it. Right, so I mentioned in my last video that I wasn't planning on buying more video pack stuff. But there was this batch of games somebody was selling, and they were advertising it for, I think, £60, and they dropped it to 50 for 12 video pack games. I had offered in the past, I think I'd offered 35 and it got turned down. But then I thought, you know what, I don't really want most of the games, so I thought, I'm not interested in that. But then on my birthday, the seller reduced them to 30 quid. Buy it now, and postage, so the postage was like 10 quid. And I thought, I've got to buy them. Anyway, the games that were included, I'll move through these quickly. So you've got that one there, which is some sort of casino game. Munchkin, which I've already got, I've done a video of. So most of these will be going on eBay. I'll probably try and get them on today because it is a cheap listing. You've got 80% off final value fees. Then you've got Pool. I'll probably try and play that, see if it's worth keeping. A lot of these, the boxes are a bit mashed up. This is one I was after, called, is it Pickaxe Pete? Yeah, that's one I was after, so I was interested in that. But there's actually 2 of those. Then we've got Crazy Chase, which I just did a video of recently. What's that one? Satellite Attack, which I bought fairly recently. I haven't done a video of it, but yeah, I've already got that. So again, like I say, most of these I'll be trying to sell to recoup back. If all goes well, I should basically get the games I wanted for free. This one, Laser War, I haven't got that, but I think it's more of a 2-player game, so I'll probably sell that. What's this one? Pairs, Space Rendezvous, and Logic. Yeah, so that can go on eBay. These aren't particularly valuable games, but I do think I should be able to, like I say, recoup all my money and be left with a couple of free games. So Pickaxe Pete, that's the one I'll be keeping because it's got a better box. This one I'll be keeping, not one I was really after, but Space Monster, I don't have it. Bit of a sort of Space Invaders game. This looks like a good 2-player game, but probably not very good single-player game. So I don't know if I'll keep that or not. I think I'd like to play that 2-player, but I'm never going to have 2 players here to play it, so I'll probably sell that. Skiing doesn't look as good as the Atari VCS skiing, but might be okay, so I'll play it, see if I want to keep it. And this is probably the one I wanted the most from it, which is called The Mouse and Cat. And this looks quite a good game, actually. I've looked at a few gameplay videos of this. It's kind of brutal. It's kind of brutal, so my good buddy Patrick, he might not like to see this one. But it's surprising just how gruesome it is for a video pack game. And then we've got 10-pin bowling and basketball. And they don't look too bad, actually, so I might keep that one. So yeah, there we go. So that's all those video pack games. But yes, that's, as you'll see, that is a lot of games for 30 quid plus post. And I'll do a stop there a minute, and I'll just edit in the last couple. Actually, no, you can see one already. That's just up there, look, that poster. So I can just twist that around a bit. That I bought, I've been watching that for a while. It's one I wanted before I actually got the other poster that I showed off. Yeah, monsters from an unknown planet. Yeah, Godzilla with Mechagodzilla. 1975 or 76, can't remember which year. But yeah, that's a UK quad cinema poster, and it was in really bad condition. Actually, I could have bought a mint condition one of it for probably about 3 times the price. But I actually really like the aging of that. It looks kind of cool. It didn't come with a frame. I've actually framed it since, and it was really badly ripped. I might even edit a picture in, but yeah, it had a lot of bad tears through it. It's obviously been on somebody's wall, and it's quite fragile. They weren't meant to be, you know, these old cinema posters, they weren't meant to be sort of obviously kept for years. But yeah, I bought some special tape for it. Unfortunately, somebody tried using just general masking tape, so it was in a bad way, and it was difficult to get that masking tape off. But yeah, I bought some special tape for this type of stuff, which doesn't have like all the chemicals and acids and that in it. And my wife and I gradually went through and fixed it all up, and I'm really pleased with the result. Actually, I do like the sort of rustic look of it. So yeah, I'm absolutely chuffed with that. And the next one, I will do a stop because I think it's easier to show you on a shelf probably. And I might do a follow-up video on this. So I'll just stop here a second, and then I'll spin the camera around and show you my last one, which is a real big one. So here is the big one. This, I actually, I had received this probably in about February. It's an X Plus. You don't actually need to use that if you don't want to, but I think in this heat it's probably a good thing to have it to stop the tail from drooping. But yeah, that is Shin Godzilla 4th Form The Awakening. And yeah, I was thrilled. I actually got the last one on Big Bad Toy Store of that one. So I might put a short up of this at some point. But yeah, so it's been sat up in the top room of my workplace for basically 3 months because my wife wanted to give me it for my 50th birthday. But it's cool as hell. Look at that paintwork, just awesome. So yes, very, very pleased to have that, and did not disappoint. It was worth the wait. And what I liked about this Godzilla, it wasn't actually my favourite Godzilla film. It's a great film, but not my favourite film, but possibly one of my favourite versions of Godzilla, just because it looks so cool. And it had different phases, so it mutated throughout. And it kind of, in the end, it kind of reminded me a little bit of like a Resident Evil version of Godzilla, because it's just the way he mutated in this particular phase. His mouth split open before he sort of launched his atomic beam and just tore the city apart. So yeah, really cool. And it's quite a size, as you can see. Let's just throw cassette tape up there to give you a bit of scale. So yeah, he's a big boy, 30 centimetres. And so yeah, that's about it. And just give you a closer look at the poster. There we go. So as you can see, you've got some sort of rips and everything in there. A little piece missing there, and it's really sort of flaking on the edges and everything. But it all adds to the look. I just think that's awesome. Really love it. So yeah, that's a big old poster, that one. So I've had to change quite a bit around in the room to fit that one in. So anyway, I will finish up there. Hang on, let me just, I'll stop that and just jump back in, spin the camera. Right, so I'm back. Last little edit of the video. Yeah, I can't figure out how to spin the camera around while I'm filming the video, so I have to do little stops and jump cuts. But anyway, that's about it for now. I will be next weekend at Revival. So yeah, really looking forward to that one at Wolverhampton. So if anybody's going there, keep an eye out for me, because I will be looking out for anybody I recognise and going and saying hello, but I do get overwhelmed when there's loads of people around, so I could easily miss people, walk straight past. So yeah, if you recognise me, say hello to me. It'd be really cool to meet as many people as possible. I'm there on a Saturday and a Sunday, so yeah, staying up there. And yeah, really looking forward to it. A good little social that'll be. So yeah, I'll finish up there. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, thumbs up. Always appreciated. Sorry for all the racket of the dogs. I'll catch you another time, and that is all.